Hello, I'm finally back with some long-form content. This time, I am creating a fangirl journal to track my hobby. Starting with the cover page, it's 2025. I also try to sprinkle my fandom in the fangirling elements. Here is an Achua, a support round fan. I decided I would like to have a group fan rather than an individual idol fan. The more the merrier. The number of person in the group with their member color is such a big clue to which group this is. I also didn't quite expect this to be this difficult to get their proportion right. Next up is continuity outlining the year. The first two I did not use the auto shapes. I later on just decided that it would look cleaner in general. Next, shop photos. Something that is seen in my fandom regular. I left the sketch line as it is because I knew I will cover it with my doodles later on. Recently, the fans started decorating the shop photos through the clear cases. Maybe I should do it too. See how the auto shaping made everything look neater? So, some questions for you. How have 2025 been treating you so far? I had quite a blast with a concert in the midst of January. You will get to see the event from one of my collection later. Next up is some fan goods type. In this case, it is a towel. It is the fan goods for ABCZ. Sketch erasing is always tedious because it is so close to the main drawing. Moving on to the next kind of fandom, variety shows or J-dramas. It is an old school television. Will anyone ask what machine that is? Then next is something we will always need in a concert. Pen lights. They look like the generic ones. The copy tool comes in handy to ensure the size is similar for each other. Downside on having a really thick eraser, but I will cover the sketch drawing so it is fine. These are one of the newest addition to the Ashikatsa Life, acrylic stands. It is thin and smallish, easy to take around but still embarrassing. Take them out in public. First, let's take away the sketch. I realize it is way easier to do it without the sketch. I remember the bloodbath to get these stands. Can you guess which group does these acts to represent? This is going to be a very simple drawing of the duo. We then move on to the next new kid in town. This is a Nui, to be exact, Nuigiromi, but Nui for short. It is usually a plushy version of your bias. More groups have been coming up with such Nuis. With more store coming up with clothes for the little Nuis, our wallets are definitely not happy. Trying my best with the proportions and the hoodie. But kind of happy with it. Let's not mess with it further. Phew, all done. For the outline, I mean. No, wait, I forgot one of the corner for my TV. Just a little more touch-up, and ta-da, we are done for part 1. Snap. Here is the colored version. Now, let's name my journal and the fandoms. Demoto, Kisamai, and Ebi. What about your fandoms? Share them in the comments below. All written nicely, next to our collections. Drew up the compartments for the theme log. Here is a magnifying glass if you want even more precision in your writing. It was a while since I last drew on my iPad, so I needed it, haha. A log is always right for organization. Next up, adding the months in the little boxes. Now that this is done, we continue to plot in some ideas for the different months. They are not cast in stone, but just a general idea. Can you see how I have come up with the ideas? January, Koichi, because it's his birthday month. February, ABCZ as a group, because it's their debut month. Some theme in the thoughts are like fish, cooking, skincare, etc. Some are really crazy like alien, Jim, and even sweet potato. Can you guess who are these items representing? Putting them into their respective months. Maybe it will be easier to guess? Finally had some ideas for the months that I left them blank. Hence, I added them in. Hopefully, I represent these three groups well. Or you have better ideas for them? Put them in the comments for me. Now that we are done with the themes, let's move on to our event trackers. In my opinion, this collection is the most important one of all. Drawing up the table and yes to the copy and paste function. Next up, adding headers for the table. I'll fill up a row 4 as an example on how to use this page. Yes, I got to go for Kinky Kids concert with the help of my friend. Maybe the next time I get to talk about their event, it would be the Demotos. Then we go on to our fandom bucket list, like Ashikatsu, places, items to get for fandoms. Here is my example. It is a regular getting a Sanrio Omamori at Shrine in the outskirts. Adding pictures to the list makes it more interesting, and it will be easier to recall what the item is. You can resize and position them easily with the controls. Next up, a watch list for J-drama and J-movies. They're such fun times and keep me going too. Here is an example of what I will be wanting to watch on TV. Then an empty template for the TV, and then another type for movies. I choose a film camera. LOL. The spaces on top could be a place for you to give your ratings, and GMT Paris gets 3 stars. Did you get it? Haha. Just a little adjustments so that they do not look too cramped. Last collection for the video, a reading nook. And, of course, to draw the shelves and ensure them in balanced positions. Here is the last manga I read, Land of Tanabata After, watching it on D+. The live action is close to the manga, and hopefully I can do up a bingo collection and the January setup in the next long-form video. Have you all started doing your journal? Are you all going to put them with your personal journal or separate them? Tell me in the comments. See y'all in the next one.